This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Sorry, Zacho. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I thought you were sitting by Ben. I don't know what happened.
79 and rain today. And but don't worry, you don't have to worry about rain today or tonight at the island. Get ready to head back here to the island, Treasure Island, tonight in Parlay for a night full of games, tons of laughs, and great prizes. Then come back tomorrow morning.
It's not going to be full.
For a live broadcast.
Tommy said he wasn't going.
There'll be a smattering.
Some people think one's too many.
Oh, jeez.
You're getting emails.
Yes, you're getting emails.
Initials game tomorrow as well. Vegas trips with the guys up for grabs. Use promo code KFAN when you book your stay to save 20%. Full details now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar. See you tonight.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Zach's going to be there.
Yeah, not just a Vegas trip for two tonight and a Vegas trip for two tomorrow morning to be one. Bunch of other cool prizes, concert tickets and stuff. We got a lot of prizes to give away tonight.
Hell yeah.
7 to 9 at the old Parlay Lounge. And then we're staying at TI.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
Sharing a room, probably.
Hey.
You never know.
Hey.
Man, Ben,
Maybe.
here's how bad I am at stuff. And this will just take a minute, I promise, real quick. How does your career, time-wise, match up with the GOAT, Tom Brady? Like when you came into the league and when he came into the league and all that stuff. It's similar, right?
It's similar.
Yeah.
You were a couple years after him.
Yeah, it was a couple years after him. I mean, he was probably in year, 3, 4 when I came in?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember a time when Drew Bledsoe was one of the greats?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I had completely forgotten how big a deal he was.
Yeah.
Like he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that whole transition was a big deal.
Yeah, it was.
Was that the Favre Super Bowl? Did Favre and the Packers beat Bledsoe?
That's
Yeah,
right.
in 96.
Is that right? Do I have the right year?
I think the Packers won at 96 and then lost it in 97.
we can look real quick.
Yeah, if only there was a website where we could look this up. I feel like Bledsoe lost to Favre, but I don't remember 100%. My memory's
Super Bowl,
fading.
yeah. Packers defeated the Patriots 35-21 in Super Bowl. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Nordo's giving me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Nordo has a great recall.
35-21.
I believe
Packers
Nordo
beat the Patriots in 31.
That's the nicest thing I can say about Nordo. I don't need to Google it. I asked Nordo.
Listen to this. Do you know that
he knows
the halftime show at Super Bowl 31 when Bill Parcells was beaten by Mike Holmgren in the Super Bowl was the Blues Brothers, James Brown, and ZZ Top.
Wow.
How about that?
Boy, that sounds terrible.
I love ZZ Top.
Isn't the
ZZ Top
newest,
wins.
hottest rumor in the last 48 hours is that Miley is the sneaky pick, that
Yes.
Miley's going to be the headliner this
I
year.
like that.
Yeah.
I like Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
I mean, she can sing.
Yeah, man.
She has slammers.
I think she would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's something else.
I think she'd be good. I still think Billie Eilish is the pick long term. I think I'm going to win that bet with Carly if Billie wants to do it, but Miley's a good choice. It's a smart play.
Who did I tell you yesterday? Was it Mo Lewis that hit Drew Bledsoe and almost killed him?
Yep.
We talked about this yesterday, Ben, because I'm listening to that Parcells and Belichick book called, Brady versus Belichick, I should say. It's really good so far, and the author obviously hates Bill Belichick. I mean, obviously hates him, right? Just hates him. And he's a reporter, so I guess he has his reason. But they expounded yesterday in the book, Corey, in the book, about how Mo Lewis isn't, his number isn't retired. He's not in the Jets Hall of Fame, any of that stuff, specifically because he is held responsible for beginning the Tom Brady reign by taking Drew Bledsoe out of that game.
That's a little vindictive.
He doesn't even go to autograph signings. He barely talks to his teammates. It's that bad.
Wow.
He played 14 years for them.
And like you said, all he really did was hit Drew Bledsoe as hard as he can.
That's it. And it
which
wasn't
is
even
his
dirty
job.
hit. He would
That's
not,
his
That's
job.
what he gets paid to do.
Go
There would
crush
not have
that
been a flag.
quarterback.
Yep.
And they hate him for it.
Incredible.
Weird.
It's incredible, man.
By the way, back to Billie Eilish for 1 second, because I saw this on Twitter and I thought it was interesting.
Billie Eilish?
Yeah, I mentioned her because she's my pick for the next 5 years. At some point, she should play halftime because
What
she's
did you
just
bet, Carl?
phenomenal. $500.
That's right. That's a lot.
And I didn't really factor in what if Billie doesn't want to do it because she's that big. She might just say that's not my thing. I'm like, ooh. Somebody on Twitter asked this hypothetical, and at first I thought it was dumb, but then I thought more about it, and I think it's kind of an interesting thought. Would you rather have Madonna's legacy or Billie Eilish's future?
Man, that's a good question.
No, my problem with the question, I'll not to step on the touchdown call if somebody was going to say this. My problem with the question is you're almost asking, would you rather be excited about what you're about to accomplish or just sit on what you've already accomplished, right? It's almost not even taken into effect like those two actual people. It's just, do you like the idea of accomplishments or what you are going to accomplish? You know what I'm saying? It's more future versus past.
Yeah.
Because my gut was I would take Billy's future because that's more fun to go out and see what else you can still do as opposed to just saying, well, I did songs that were big 40 years ago. It's more fun to think about what you could do.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe what if the question was like this? If time was irrelevant and you could be where Billy is right now, you're in that same timeline where Madonna is in her career.
Yeah. Madonna by a mile.
From that point, which one would you
because it was
the future of either one?
Because even though Billy is worldwide and she's gigantic right now, it was so much like being famous in 1985. The whole world saw
That's
you,
what
you weren't segmented off. Now again, Billy, and Billy transcends that because she does have an unbelievable following.
She's got a global audience, for sure,
just like Madonna had. But Madonna's was so much more hyper focused because the whole world had no choice but to watch what was ever on MTV, and it was her.
Right. There's no other
now
distractions.
You have to find Billy, and everybody finds her. But so I would pick Billy's future. But if we're talking about like who's going to have more hits when it's all said and done, that's kind of a fun debate because Madonna's got an endless number of hits. Yeah. But Billy's like 23 years old.
Even still saying that, and this is obviously mostly generational take, I would still take Madonna's legacy over Billie Eilish's because of what we just kind of hypothetically threw out. Was you think about Madonna? Madonna, she transcended every genre. She was like the it thing. She was the Taylor Swift of the time.
Yep.
Right.
Hard to be that big anymore.
It's hard to be that big anymore. And
the
I
way
think
that she was.
Even if Billy continues this like trajectory, I still don't think globally she'll be as big. She'll never be looked back upon as Madonna has.
I think your point is like it's hard to have anybody be Michael Jackson or Madonna in 2025, right? It's a different kind of fame. You can have hundreds of millions of followers on social media. It just feels like a different kind of fame than Madonna and Michael Jackson had. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting debate though, because my gut immediately was like, well, Madonna's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's a huge deal.
Yeah.
But then I flipped to Billy pretty quickly and I go, well, the idea of a future is more interesting, and she has unlimited talent. She's the best.
Yeah. Yes.
She can do it.
So let me ask you a follow-up question. Right. If you were a fan base, who would you feel more comfortable with, Jake Browning or Carson Wentz?
See, we got there. Full circle.
Right.
Yeah.
You said Browning before the break.
I said Browning.
Why do you feel like Browning is a vibe the Bengals should be at least somewhat excited about on Sunday?
Because he's been there. I mean, he's been there, done that. He knows the offense. He killed us the last time we played him. You know, when
I forgot about that.
Yeah, when Browning came into the game,
cut him
a couple years ago. Yeah, he had that like famous sideline rant where he's like, "Should have never effing cut me."
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think his final stat line was 324 and 2 touchdowns against our defense. So, I mean, if you're a Bengals fan, you feel much more comfortable about that than we've never seen Carson Wentz in a Viking uniform as a quarterback in general. Like, yeah, he's been out there, but he's been on the team for 3 weeks. So, you know, so when you look at it objectively and take a step back and not as a Vikings fan, but just as a fan, it's like, well, Browning's been in the system. He's already beat our defense. Carson Wentz hasn't. And Carson Wentz, this is it's a record-breaking six year in a row where he started for 6 different teams.
Man.
It's quite the journey.
So do you think, Jake Browning is kind of like an interesting dude because he reminds me statistically of a couple of other guys. One that we just had, like when Sam Howell got traded to the Vikings, he was like, well, Howell is capable of putting up 300 yards. He's probably going to give you 2 or 3 touchdowns and 2 or 3 interceptions, which is kind of what Nick Mullins felt like every time he stepped onto the, like he might just fill up the box score, but he's going to give you the ball like 3 times.
Yeah.
I think based on his numbers even last week, Jake Browning's the same kind of a guy. He might light you up.
Well, he might light you up,
but he might give you 3 interceptions too.
Well, I think it's going to come down to, again, based off of our last performance in the game, it is going to come down to the basics. We tackled like crap. on defense, right? We did not tackle well at all. Now, that was more from a running back perspective because Robinson, I think, and Algier were just, two balls of knives that we just couldn't bring down. The biggest thing for us will be, can we handle the short passing game with their 2 stud wide receivers and get them to the ground? Like, I don't think Jake Brown is going to beat you by throwing a 65-yard pass down the field in a one-on-one situation, and that's how he racks up his yards. His yards are going to be yards after catch, high efficiency, get the ball out quick. You look at what Atlanta did to us. They were able to get the ball out quick. They just didn't beat us because of their pass game. They were efficient, and they moved the chains, but it was the run game that we couldn't stop. The Bengals are 30th in run blocking on their offensive line. They're not a great running team. That's the one difference that they don't have that Atlanta had. So if our guys, having Okudah come back is going to be huge. He's a big physical wide receiver. Hopefully he can take out one of these wide receivers. But collectively, if we don't rally to the ball and tackle these guys, I think a guy like Jake Browning could come in and beat us if we're not taking care of our business on defense.
We'll find out Sunday at noon. But we also yesterday had a chance to talk to the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Nobody knows more about Carson Wentz and Jake Browning than Kevin
correct.
O'Connell.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's been on this show a couple of times. We're big fans of the guy. That's why he gives us exclusive access. It's a little bit we like to call Power Trip Press Conference.
And now, it's time for a Power Trip Press Conference.
Kevin, good to see you, man. It's been a while. Thanks for coming in again and hanging out with us. That's Paul. That's Chris and Corey.
Good to see you again.
Kevin, you listen to the show. When it comes to spending, my wife has been out of control the last handful of years, but she's really cut back. She's getting better. She's not doing as much like Costco-ing or Sephora-ing, but what else does she need to cut back on?
The targeting.
No doubt.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's just never ending.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, Meat Sauce here. Good to see you, man. What is Mark Parrish doing during the commercial breaks on Wednesdays and Fridays?
Getting back on the grass.
Okay.
Wow. That's probably true. Coach, I know we'll talk football in a minute. I apologize, but I heard you talking to Sam Newton just now. You said your car won't start. It's making a weird noise. Can you tell me what noise is it making? Yeah, it sounds like you need a new alternator.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Go to Callahan Auto Parts. Kevin, my sources say your 5 best friends are all proctologists. So when you guys get together, what do you guys do?
We all look inward first.
Wow.
Gross.
First.
Wow. First thing they do.
Wow.
They look
Those
inward.
are good friends.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, where's Doc Martin?
He's in a boot.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. Hey,
Okay.
Coach, what did you tell Tommy Olson
Oh, no.
not to do on the set of Moana 3?
To get off on the rock.
Oh, my God. And Tommy didn't listen. Oh, man.
Brilliant, huh?
Gross. KOC, I don't know if you knew this, but Chris and Sauce are starting a new podcast. It's a travel podcast. They travel all over the world, but they don't wear pants. They go full frontal nudity worldwide. They're just struggling because they don't have a name for this travel podcast. What would you call it?
The little things here and there.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, that's a great one.
Brilliant.
That's true.
good.
That's a really good
clever.
idea, Kevin.
Yeah.
Well done.
Hey, Coach, I need to lose weight.
Yeah.
Any advice on what I should do when I go to a restaurant?
Getting some sort of a limited menu.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
that's
probably
right. Yeah.
It's good advice for all of us, Paul, not just you.
Thank you,
Right.
Corey.
Hey, Coach, it's weird. I know it's like Halloween almost, and not that close to me. You're dressed like Frankenstein. You're surrounded by dead animals. What are you trying to do?
Make some of these things come to life.
Oh,
Best of luck.
wow, that's weird.
Hey, Kevin, what is the... Just start over. It's not that hard of a word. Kevin, what is the Gregorian?
That calendar that we've been on.
Sure is.
Wow, yeah.
That is the exact right answer.
He's right.
Hey, Coach, Meat Sauce here. I heard you love Bush.
Whoa.
What's your favorite song by them?
Little things.
Yeah, mine too.
Huh, really?
Aggressive start to that
Yeah,
question.
no kidding.
Thank you.
Hey, I know you're a fan, and this is kind of out of nowhere, but you're a music fan. One of your favorite bands is Mumford & Sons. What are your thoughts on Mumford & Sons?
I think Marcus has done a phenomenal job with that group.
He really has.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, well, good.
Solid front.
played.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Well
right.
played.
Kevin, last one out of me. I know your next door neighbors, the Negatives, are exhibitionists. So how does this work? If you walk into your backyard, I know it's a shared backyard. You and the Negatives live right next door to each other. When you walk into your backyard, When they come out, what is the first thing that happens when they see you?
The negatives start to mount.
Oh, wow.
They're exhibitionists.
Is that right? No kidding. Wow.
Hey, Coach.
First thing they do. The first thing.
First thing they do.
Wow.
Hey, Coach, meets us here. This is the last one for me. What's something Abbott, Corey, Hockey, or Bossberg has never said to me after the show?
He did such an unbelievable job.
That's true. Boy, you're right about that. He's never said that. Coach, I just noticed when your phone was ringing a moment ago and you answered it, you got a call from Wolf River Electric. What was it about?
Yeah, it was just about energy.
You called the right group,
Yeah, good
KOC.
for you,
Well
man.
done. WolfRiverElectric.com.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, good.
Yeah, see?
You guys are funny, man.
And scene. Paul, your hands up.
We have somebody eliminated from the Power Trip Survivor.
They didn't get their pick in?
Marnie.
Well, that's dumb. I mean,
Marnie.
it's 8 in the morning. Why are we cutting it off at 8? Can't
Has
she
to be
still
done.
get it in? That's really dumb. If she should get it in quickly, but the game doesn't start until 7. You know what I'm saying?
It should be like a 5 o'clock cutoff.
Like, we got to let her get in. It's 8:17 in the morning.
And she's going through some things, you know.
Yeah, my vote is to let her back in.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extend the
100%.
deadline to 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Why is it 8 a.m.? Why is it 8 a.m.? Is that just so they can have time to put it in?
I think that was the idea, so we could reveal everybody's picks.
exactly.
But I mean, we shouldn't cost one of us $200 when the game isn't for almost 12 hours.
Well, she needs to get off her dead A.
Yeah, get off your dead A and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marnes, you got 15 minutes.
15?
15.
Yeah, let's turn this into an episode of 24.
Great show.
I'm going to give you guys my pick right now.
Go.
You guys think I'm out of this. I'm still in it.
Yeah.
I had the Ravens last week.
They won.
Got that one. I'm going to go the Seahawks this week. Hosting the
Creasel's
Saints.
They're pretty
pick.
big favorites. They're like 7.5 point favorites, something like
Here
that.
are the picks. Corey took Tampa.
I sure did.
Hogs Daddy took Buffalo. Creasel took Seattle. I took Green Bay. Parrish took Seattle. Parker took Buffalo. Marnie hasn't picked yet. Bonus and Tommy took Green Bay, and then Zacho and Fargo took the Bills.
Yeah, I figured most people would take the Bills. It sounds like about half, right?
Yeah.
Give or take?
Yeah,
about half.
4 of them, yeah.
All right.
All right, listen.
They're like 12.5 point favorites. They're giant
And
favorites.
it's tonight. And then you
Speaking
don't
of
have to worry
giant,
about
I hope Jake Browning's girlfriend comes to the game on Sunday. Do you guys remember Stephanie Niles?
Yeah.
Why?
I remember her going viral
Man.
when we used to talk about Jake Browning.
Oh, that's right.
The bodysuit,
Yeah,
remember?
the cat suit. Or
Yeah, the
the
cat
bo-
suit
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep, the whole town gets to better.
Yeah.
They do?
Yep. Oh, yeah, line up.
Wow.
I get to bet against her?
No, BED. Bad
Oh,
her.
I don't want to do that. That's gross.
Oh.
She's in love with somebody else.
Yep, that's always been a firewall you
Correct. You
It is.
always
use to run
It
through.
is.
That's a standard you have.
Well, you got to have standards, and those are mine. I'm sorry. Did they break up?
Is that the only standard you have?
Whenever you walk into a gangbang, you always say, "Is anybody here in love?"
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, I am out of here.
Yeah, well, you have to have standards, buddy. I have boundaries.
Fair enough.
One boundary,
Yep.
and it's that one.
Hey, we got to talk to .com Tom.
That's
We'll get
right,
back.
we
Let's
got to
break
break.
because Tom
Crap, I forgot,
Pelissero
right.
of the NFL Network after this on the.
Hey, Rubes, this football season, Bell Bank is giving one KFAN listener each week $1,000 to pay it forward to a charity of their choice. Head over to KFAN.com, make the keyword contest to learn more and enter today. That's KFAN.com, keyword contest.
That's right, and that's why we have our friend .com Tom Pelissero on, because of our friends at Bell Bank and their Pay It Forward program. And this week, the entrance name was Rob Gangle, G-A-N-G-L. Thank you, Rob. He nominated Magnus Veterans Foundation. Magnus is M-A-G-N-U-S. It's MagnusVeteransFoundation.org. Magnus Veterans Foundation's mission is to heal and honor our veterans and their families through community, fellowship, and a comprehensive approach to restoring the body, heart, mind, and spirit. Magnus Veterans Foundation restores the body, heart, mind, and spirit of veterans and their families. Their campus is a healing community grounded in trust, purpose, and connection, where every veteran receives no-cost, whole-person care through their 5 performance pillars model. So thank you, Rob, and thank you, Magnus Veterans Foundation, and thank you, Bell Bank, not just for this, but also for bringing us our friend, NFL expert, .com, Tom Pelissero. Hello, Tom. How are you, my friend? Oh, I don't hear him. There's Zexo.
No, you should.
There he is. Hi, buddy. There you are. Sorry, we got you now. That was a great intro. I was right on the money, and I can't do it again. I can't repeat the magic. So, hi, Tom.
Hi, Hawk. How you doing?
I'm real good. Well, it's not true. I'm not real good. Is there another team in the NFL, because you have a wide umbrella, that is as injured as the Minnesota Vikings right now?
It's up there. I talked about this on the Insiders last night. We talk all about the 49ers and all the injuries they've had. When you look across what's happening right now with the Vikings, you're on to your backup quarterback already in week 3. You've lost your essentially starting running back with Aaron Jones. You haven't had Jordan Addison out there yet. He'll be back in week 4 when his suspension ends, but no Christian Darrisaw, no Ryan Kelly, no Andrew Van Ginkel. Harrison Smith hasn't played yet, though it seems like it's trending toward him playing this week. I mean, that's a lot for any team to deal with. It's probably not a huge shock. I know that last Sunday night was difficult to watch for Vikings fans, but it's probably not a huge shock that you got some bumps in the road, especially when you got a quarterback who's effectively a rookie who, is still just getting used to playing football again. Then a short week, baby born, misses a day of practice. It's just kind of one of those, everything happening at once. The silver lining, or the encouragement I would give, is these next 3 games are very winnable. You've got the Bengals at home with a backup quarterback in Jake Browning, albeit one that, has been in Minnesota. He played well when he got his opportunity a couple of years ago. Then you got a Steelers team that, as good as they looked offensively in week 1, last week might have been kind of a reality check for them. And then you got the Browns, who, could be in a spot where people are wondering whether or not everybody gets fired on the plane ride back. Those 3 games, regardless how beat up you are, should be winnable. And then you hope after the bye, come week 7, you're a lot healthier than you are right now. It's kind of survive in advance mode going into week 3.
Tom, I have 2 questions for you. They're both about Adam Thielen. Number 1, are the 2 of you currently in a competition to grow your hair out the longest, the fastest? That's question 1. And then question 2, how does his game change with Carson Wentz? Because obviously not a lot of Thielen through 2 weeks for the Vikings so far with JJ.
Yeah, Thielen and I bumped into each other at a Twins game right after the trade, and we both definitely got a little more salad than last time we had seen each other. So
similar styles, man. Similar looks.
I'm not cutting it till he cuts it. All right, I'll say that. I'll throw down the gauntlet right now. I'm not cutting it till Thielen cuts it. With regard to his role in the offense, I mean, listen, Adam's 35 years old. The plan was never to have him come out and play 70 snaps. He's their starting slot right now, and we'll see kind of how that evolves when they get Jordan Addison back. But they didn't want him playing all those outside snaps. They want to get Jalen Naylor going. I think that it's as much a function of just his role in the offense and how they're trying to keep Thielen healthy for the long run that's impacting things. Now, I would also say when Addison comes back, even setting aside the quarterback issue, when Addison comes back, that's going to change how teams play the Vikings. It's going to change the coverages because, Justin Jefferson might be the best receiver in the league. Jordan Addison's are really, really good too. He'd be a 1 on a lot of different teams. So that's going to create some different challenges. Who takes advantage of it? You'd think the crafty guy who's had a ton of production, now predominantly manning the slot in Thielen. I don't think his snaps go away when Addison comes back. I think that Naylor's role potentially becomes reduced. With regard to Carson Wentz, he's going to become the first quarterback ever to start for 6 different teams in 6 consecutive seasons. There's something to be said for the staying power he's had at 32, but there's also a reason he has not stayed with one team. He's effectively a backup at this stage. With any backup quarterback, I always say, you're hoping that you got a guy who can get you through 4 games. You're hoping you got a guy that can go out, play 4 games, maybe win 2, and then get your starter back in. If you're like the Bengals and you're missing your starter for 3 months, the odds are really long that you're going to be able to, patch the thing together and make a playoff run. But Wentz has been there before. He was a guy that the Vikings really, weeks before they actually signed him, they were already, in discussions and thinking they were going to go there. They just needed to get a Sam Howell trade done first to get somebody to give them the pick back that they had sent to Seattle. They ended up getting that trade done with the Eagles because of a Tanner McKee injury. Enter Carson Wentz, who's got a lot of familiarity in the system. He was with the Rams, who effectively run the same type of a system here. I've got no doubt that Carson Wentz is going to step in and feel comfortable running the offense. With Wentz, the issues have always been, just the decision-making, especially under duress. Everybody remembers, like the left-handed pass from his end zone and things like that have happened in the past in his career. But there's one thing Kevin O'Connell's been good at doing, and you saw it with Darnold last year, It's reining people in and getting them to play within the framework of how he wants offense played. It's been bumpy so far for JJ, but again, JJ hasn't played football a whole lot in the past couple of years here. Wentz will step in. I'm sure that they will have a game plan that they think plays to his strengths. And a big part of that is just finding more effective ways than they have so far to get the football in Justin Jefferson's hands.
Well, Tom, always good to talk to you. I was going to touch on the Carson Wentz thing, but you kind of covered everything. I am excited to see he's so very good when he's dialed in with the play action pass, which does fit into what KOC wants to do. Mm-hmm. But I want to get your thoughts on Darrisaw, some of the injuries up front, because, it's not going to matter who's back there. If we can't protect, we have to do a better job of protecting the quarterback more than we did on Sunday Night Football. So Darrisaw was a full participant on the injury report yesterday. What's your percentage that he actually plays in this game and starts this game on Sunday at noon?
Well, certainly it's the highest it's been when you're a full participant on Wednesday, unless you have the setback. Like, it's all about experimenting, right? Give him a little bit more, see how the knee responds. Unless it blows up on him or he's got some type of a setback, it seems like it's trending toward Darrisaw playing on Sunday. And really, Darrisaw could have played week 1. Like, don't get it twisted. There were no setbacks. It wasn't as if things weren't going well in practice. He wasn't getting the full load in practice. But if they had said, hey, this is a playoff game or this is a must-win game, Darrisaw could have been out there. They're trying to be really smart with when they're putting guys onto the field. It seems like these extra couple of weeks, he's gotten more comfortable. He's been able to take more reps. This potentially could be the week for Darrisaw to get back on the field. And then I mentioned, with Harrison Smith too, it also seems like this is potentially the week for him to get back. Another guy who, if they really, really needed him, they probably could have pushed him out there. I don't know that, he's going to get a full boat in week 3. Do they try to manage his reps at least a little bit? I know Harrison, once he gets on the field, is going to want to play 70 snaps. But I do anticipate that, barring some type of a setback here, we may see him out there too. That's 2 of your most important players. Obviously, the quarterback's huge. Jefferson's huge. But Harrison Smith, Christian Darrisaw are still 2 Pro Bowl caliber players that you haven't had to this point in the season. Both of those guys in different ways. If this is the week, they're going to make an impact on this game.
Tom, how much does Darrisaw help the entire offensive line just by having him back on the field?
Well, it changes the way that they can call the protection sauce. I mean, that's the biggest thing is, you're reluctant to have a backup tackle over there on an island the whole time. The best at that position get paid what they do because they can be on an island. And Christian Darrisaw has shown that he's capable of doing that. So certainly has a positive impact. Ryan Kelly, with the concussion, and of course he's got a history of concussions. His history in Indianapolis was when he had a concussion, he would miss a game or two. If he can't go, then all of a sudden you're into a backup center. That's one benefit to having Carson Wentz, frankly, is having a more veteran quarterback, because Ryan Kelly's been really important for J.J. McCarthy through the course of this process here. That's going to be a potential issue, but there's nothing harder than to replace your left tackle. So getting Darrisaw back, I think, is absolutely huge.
All right, Tom Pelissero, courtesy of our friends at Bell Bank. The question I'm going to ask you, that pains me to ask you, and it's actually on our TV screen right now, as we kind of shift away from the Vikings and more within the division. Are the Green Bay freaking Packers the best team in the NFL right now?
I don't know about best team in the NFL, but they look really good through the first couple of weeks of the season. A Thursday night short week against the team that was in the NFC Championship game, and they really dominated, particularly on defense. Jeff Hafley, who was the head coach of my alma mater, Boston College, before taking the defensive coordinator job at the Packers. I mean, he's really smart, and he's got really good weapons. They've spent a lot of time building up that defensive front. You make the bold move for Micah Parsons, who for the first time yesterday is not on the injury report, which would indicate he's going to be closer to playing a full complement of snaps now as we get into week 3. There's no reason that they shouldn't be really good. Now, they've had some nicks on offense. Jaden Reed's going to miss probably in the next couple of months. Underwent surgery the other day for a collarbone, as well as a foot injury that he had. Josh Jacobs popped up on the injury report yesterday. It doesn't sound like that's anything major, but it's something to monitor here. But when you've been a draft and develop program as long as they have, they've built a really sustainable roster. And with Jordan Love, I know there's been a lot of debate nationally about where does Jordan Love rank, and last year wasn't as good. He was beat up last year. He got hurt in the opener, and then got hurt again late in the season. That created some complications to him. When Jordan Love has been fully healthy, he has shown he's capable of being a really, really good quarterback on an offense that doesn't even need him to throw the ball 40 times. They don't need him to throw for 400 yards week in and week out. I would still say, and I have not been through Green Bay, but based on my camp travels and looking at everybody, just the way they've played so far, it's hard to argue. The Ravens and the Bills, who met in Week 1, are not the two teams kind of to beat in this entire deal. Certainly the Eagles have earned that right. It was kind of an ugly, grinded out game last weekend, but they grinded it out successfully. And as much as the entire offensive line was on the other side of the football on a couple of those tush pushes, if the officials aren't going to enforce it, if they're not going to throw flags on it, then good for the Eagles figuring out the grift in the system to keep this thing rolling. I certainly think that to this point, the Packers have looked like the best team in the division, but the Lions, had a bounce back performance last week against the Bears. Green Bay is absolutely a team to be reckoned with, and the Vikings will see him a couple of times in the back half of the season here.
On the exact opposite spectrum of that, Tom, how bad are the Dolphins, and is tonight possibly the last game for Mike McDaniel?
I don't anticipate it's the last game for Mike McDaniel. I don't get the sense that they're at that point with him. You're 3 games into the season. Week 1 was horrible. I mean, there's no doubt about it, the way that they played against the Colts. You never want to see that. Last week, you faced the Patriots, and they had that game, and then there were some operational things down the stretch, and Tua has a turnover again, and those are the games that you looked at as like, all right, they can start fast before they go for that Thursday night game in Buffalo. Instead, you're 0-2, staring down the barrel of 0-3 unless you can shock the world and beat Buffalo in Buffalo tonight. But you got to remember, Mike McDaniel, got an extension last year. A big part of the reason that they've believed in him has been his work with Tua. And his record he's still above 500 as a head coach. He's still well above 500 as a head coach with Tua as his quarterback. And you are contractually tied to Tua for upwards of $50 million fully guaranteed in 2026. If you pull the plug after 3 games on Mike McDaniel, you're basically, creating chaos for the next 14 games of the season, but then also raising questions of what coach is going to want to sign on with Tua as the quarterback fully tied to him and guaranteed in 2026. I believe that Mike McDaniel, and listen, they could lose 100-0 tonight, and we might wake up tomorrow saying something different. But my belief right now, based on what I know and understand the dynamics, is I'd be surprised if we don't see Mike McDaniel get essentially the balance of the season, at least while they're still alive and in playoff contention, to turn the thing around. It's not negative in the building. You don't have a mutiny among the team leaders. You don't have backbiting going on. They just haven't played very good. So let's see, again, on a short week. Jalen Waddle's questionable in the injury report. My understanding is he should go, barring some type of setback tonight. They're going to have Jalen Wright back in the lineup. Devon Achane looked pretty good last week. This is the closest they've been to kind of having their full complement of weapons, minus Darren Waller, who's out again. Let's see if maybe they can muster something that nobody's expecting against the Buffalo team that, on paper should handle this one pretty easily.
How bad's the injury situation in Washington?
Well, I mean, there's, with Jaden Daniels, it seems like this is trending toward him getting the week off. Okay. They face the Raiders on Sunday. They're facing Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota would be the backup quarterback going up against one of his former teams in the Raiders. But Daniels, he's got it's a knee sprain. And, if there's any team that doesn't want to risk putting a young quarterback who's a bright, shining star in the league out there on a bad knee and risk something worse happening, I think Washington fans have a history and maybe remember situations like that years ago. Jaden's tough. He's going to want to go. They'll see if he can practice on Friday. If he can't practice Friday, then he's not going to be out there on Sunday. Yeah, running back, they lose Austin Eckler last week to a season-ending injury. That's something that's pretty substantial as well. So, and then they lost Dietrich Wise on the other side. They signed Preston Smith, who, of course, Vikings fans remember from his Packers days. They got a really, let's call it a very veteran roster in Washington. It's hard to lose a 28-year-old pass rusher and then sign a 32-year-old pass rusher and actually get the oldest team in the league getting older. But that's, kind of the spot they're in, which is they're willing to spend a little bit of money on all these veterans, one more shot, take their run at it right now while they got Jaden Daniels on a rookie contract. But it does not sound like this is anything long-term with Jaden Daniels. They just might opt to sit him this week. Okay,
one more thing about injuries. And the reason I brought up that is because it just seems like, and maybe it's because we're so hammered by it here, there's a lot of big-time injuries in the NFL. There always are, but especially this early in the season. And my speculation on the show, and I'm starting to hear it kind of get around a little bit here in the Twin Cities, is that maybe teams start to look a little bit more at playing some of their players in preseason games. Is that something you are hearing? Do you think that'll happen, or am I overestimating that?
It's hard because anecdotally, in some cases, you can say that. But like, take the Chiefs. They practice harder in camp than basically anyone in the NFL. And it seems like every year their key skill position guys get beat up and hurt in the first couple of weeks of the season. And you saw it again. Now, in this case, it was Travis Kelce running into Xavier Worthy across the middle. It wasn't like, some type of freak accident. But yeah, I mean, you do, injuries occur. Pittsburgh is another team that practices really hard. They're in pads. They go live more than anybody in the NFL. And then you look over at them in the early stage of the season, and Alex Highsmith is not going to play this week. Derek Harmon got hurt in the preseason. There's a give and take with all those things. Absolutely. Every team that has a slew of injuries is going to examine their practices here. But, part of it is also, frankly, how teams apply sports science, how they're using the GPS data, when they're kind of easing off people, when they're going harder. There's always a back and forth about what the proper way is, because you do, on some level, you want to build that armor for the season. That's why Baltimore's always played their guys in the preseason. And again, sometimes Isaiah Likely gets hurt in a practice and one of your key weapons isn't out there for the first couple of weeks of the season. I don't know that there's a direct correlation. I would say this. I caution anybody, and this has been true for a long time, but more so than ever, I would caution people to reading too much into September results, because if you look at the best coaches that the NFL has ever seen, the guys with the best records, I'm thinking of Bill Belichick was like this, Mike Tomlin was like this, Mike McCarthy's been like this throughout the course of his career. Look at their record in September, then look at their record from October on. The best teams, the best coaches, they get better the rest of the season. And part of that is, again, exacerbated by not playing in the preseason. But it's because coaches use September as the preseason. You experiment with different offensive line combinations. You experiment with different things schematically because you didn't see it in the preseason. Then all of a sudden we get into October, teams have a better idea of who they are. You just hope that you don't go into October 1-3 or 0-4 and be behind the eight ball like some teams seem to be on a year in, year out basis.
Dude, you're the best. You going to the game on Sunday at noon?
I was supposed to be, and then I got a call Monday morning. Well, with all the quarterbacks out, we don't need you over there. So I will be here. I'll be watching on the couch, and I would argue there's a lot of storylines in this game. I'm sure I will cover them. I'll just do it from the comfort of my own home.
You're more than welcome to join us in the booth if you'd like. You hang out with us like the old days, kind of, I guess be like poor folk and just sit with us.
Do I get to come on? Do I get to do stuff, or am I just like spotting?
You'll basically be spotting, and you'll probably be holding the bottle for a PA.
Yeah, play-by-play anytime PA has to pee.
Yeah.
My eyesight, that's a wonderful image right now. I realized when I was at a fantasy draft a few weeks ago that I couldn't read the names being put on the board. I'm like, I think I just have gotten old. I put on one of my friend's glasses. I'm like, oh, this is way better. So I don't think I'm the one you want spotting. Yeah. But if I get the prescription figured out, maybe we can do that down the line.
Probably not good that CBS is sending Nance and Romo, but NFL Network doesn't want you to drive to U.S. Bank Stadium.
Well said.
Tom, you're the best, dude.
I'll hang out and watch it with the kids.
Yeah, there's always that.
Perfect, man. Enjoy it.
All right, man. See you, Tommy.
Bye.
All right, Tom Pelissero, NFL Network.
Tom.
He's
the best in the business.
He's the best.
He is the best, man.
Thanks to Bell Bank, man. Yep. That's sweet.
All right, we got a couple of seconds to go. Let's sneak this in before we get out of here for a Thursday morning.
Now it's time for Headlines.
Brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and WolfRiverElectric.com. Go solar. Call them about energy. Remember how KOC called them about energy during the press conference?
Yeah, right.
Call Wolf River Electric or go to WolfRiverElectric.com. Get those solar panels put on. Maybe South Park needed them last night. Did you see that their episode did not air?
No.
And Trey Parker and Matt Stone flat out admitted they just didn't get it done in time.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had that documentary years ago, right? 6 days to air, I think it was called.
I think you are correct.
They turn around an episode in 6 days, and you could see that every week it must have been terrifying. It's like Saturday Night Live. You have a deadline. The show airs.
Yeah. Yep.
You got 6 days to come up with an idea and execute, and they just flat out admitted they didn't get it done. Now, I believe the old one was 6 days to air. Don't they go every other week now?
Yes,
correct. So they technically have like 13 days to get it done, and they still didn't get it done.
Well, there's nothing funny to talk about right now.
There really isn't. 1 in 8 people have never cried tears of joy.
Corey?
I read that headline, and I don't think that I have.
Really?
I really don't think that I have. I didn't at my wedding. I did not at my daughter's birth, and I caught hell for that.
Yeah,
but like I've said 16 times, I was so overwhelmed. My brain wasn't processing. I'm like, man, that's a real person.
Yeah,
Rosie cried at the birth of your daughter.
He was there.
Yeah, he was
knocking on the door, begging to get in, like freaking Nicholson in The Shining.
Yeah.
Wow, Rosie.
But 1 in 8 say they have no memory of ever crying tears of joy.
Weird.
That's weird, but I guess I'm in that group. I can't think of a time I've done that.
They need to gamble more.
Yeah, I have.
That's just crying.
Well, it can be tears of joy.
I cry in the night.
Oh, man.
Great song.
Fans of McDonald's are sharing footage of the unexpectedly stylish McJeans that European McDonald's workers apparently wear.
Ooh.
Let's look up McJeans.
Let's check this out.
See if they got.
Hawk, you should buy a pair.
I ate so much
style.
McDonald's, I probably have changed the DNA of my family for generations. Anybody? Okay.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
Stylish.
Yeah.
They're calling them McJeans.
Got a little M on the right cheek.
Oh, yeah.
Spirit Airlines. A flight had to be warned multiple times over Long Island to move because it was too close to Air Force One.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, I'm just reading it. I can't wait to hear it. I was just about to say I haven't heard this audio, but even in text, it's hilarious because the air traffic controller's taking a shot at the inadequacy and stupidity of most Spirit flights.
Yeah.
Apparently, here's the audio.
New York Air Force 1300, climbing 320.
Air Force 1, New York Center, roger. Spirit 1300, descend to flight level 330. Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right, vector traffic and descent. Pay attention, Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right. Spirit 1300, Boston Center, 134.0. I got to talk to you twice every time. Spirit 1300, Boston, 134.0. Pay attention, get off the iPad.
How about that last line?
Pay attention, get off the iPad.
Get off the iPad.
Oh.
Man.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Can I ask a dumb technological question?
Yeah, man.
I bet Zach knows the answer.
You don't think I do?
It's 2025, right? Why does every one of those calls sounds like it's from the 1920s? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there any way we can't get freaking Dolby Digital in airplanes and air traffic control? Totally dumb question, but why does it sound so muffled?
I don't know.
Why do we not have crystal clear communication between pilots and air traffic control?
Good point. Zachus?
It's just the technology they use, obviously. The radio, it's got to be long distance. It's got to, have not interfere with anything else. I mean, I don't know how
to
the exact
Gooding
answer,
Jr.'s fault.
It's got to be at some point. It's got to be possible. We got to figure this out. Somebody smart start on or just leave it to AI. They'll figure it out. I don't know if we ever talked about this or not, but I read this morning and was kind of fascinated by this.
Sure, buddy.
The United States military has a maximum height cutoff.
Oh,
No one over blank can enlist.
6'7".
well, I think. Yeah, I'll say 6'10".
609.
609.
You guys said 6'7", 6'9", and 6'10".
6'8".
It's 6'8".
Yeah.
6'8".
We do that a lot.
Max height 6'8". Anybody over that has to play in the NBA. Can't play Top Gun.
Good.
Oh,
Makes sense,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, man.
This is 2 days late, and I didn't hear about this, and it doesn't matter because it's nerdy as hell. But Tuesday, right, 2 days ago, was the Pythagorean triple square day, and it won't happen for another century because the date was 9/16/25, right? A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yeah.
So 9 plus 16 is 25. It's not going to happen for another century.
Man,
Wow.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be great.
We will. That was we didn't even know it. That was the last Pythagorean triple square day we'll ever see.
That's sad,
we didn't even
man.
celebrate.
You can be sure of that.
Yeah.
99.9%. The series premiere of Black Rabbit is on Netflix today. Jude Law plays a restaurant owner forced to work with the criminal underworld of New York City when his irresponsible brother, played by Jason Bateman, comes back to his life. So
Looks really good.
I've never even heard of it.
How do you not love both of them, right?
I know. It looks good.
Bateman and Jude Law.
Bateman has got long hair. He looks completely different.
Now, Black Doves on Netflix, 10 out of 10. It was so much fun. That was a year ago. I would highly recommend Black Doves, but apparently Black Rabbit starts today. Pretty cool. Try this one. We got time for like two more.
Ba-dum-bum.
Chris just knows that you've gone through this twice. You know this.
Okay.
See if you can get this.
All right.
Kids that move away from their parents' home after high school, whether it's college or career, what is the average distance now that a U.S. kid moves away from their parents? Right, some move 20 miles, right? Stay in the same general city. Some of them move across the country. What is the average number of miles that a U.S. kid now moves away from their family after high school?
For some reason, the number that comes to mind is going to be too high, though. I'm going to say 300. That seems
300
too high.
miles?
Yeah.
150.
230.
Chris, your guess was not bad at all. The average is 400 miles, or the equivalent of about a 6-hour drive.
Wow.
That's the average. Obviously,
That's
a lot of
crazy.
people stay pretty close to their parents, and some of them move to Japan, like Riggs Bonus.
Yeah. Yeah.
They go to the other side of the globe.
Yep. Well, see you later.
I mean, 'cause how long is it to Winona? Not that Abby's going to live there
almost
permanently.
3 hours.
So 3 hours to Winona.
Yep.
And Alex is in Seattle.
He's in Seattle, yeah.
So not quite in the middle, but sure, that's in between those two.
man.
Yeah.
6 hours. Crazy. High-fat diets make the brain forget faster, but according to studies, it might be reversible.
Oh, really?
Well, there's still hope, Core.
There's still hope, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's good news.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I do
man.
love fat, though.
Same.
It's
That's
one of
why
my
I be
favorite
here.
things. I ask for it on the dessert menu on a
Can I
daily
get extra
basis.
fat on there?
Yeah. If you love fat so much, why are you so mean to me?
Oh,
You can love and hate something simultaneously.
boy, ain't that the truth?
Hawk.
What?
I just like
Like the Vikings.
Yeah, well said.
Like this show.
Yeah, I love this show.
Like,
Steve Lombardozzi.
that's why I love you and hate you. I was going to say Steve Lombardozzi.
I could see it.
I knew it.
We're at TI tonight. It's going to be
Hell
super
yeah.
fun. 7 to 9. Come swing by and see us.
Come on by, man. We're going to have some fun games.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Lots and lots and lots and lots of prizes. And then tomorrow, 5:30 to 9, the final initials major of the year. And don't forget, one of you gets to play. We always forget to say that. One of the Rubens gets to jump in and take you guys on. Glenn did pretty good in the tournament. Let's see if somebody can win a major. That's tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 9 at Treasure Island
Don't
Resort.
forget,
Casino.
Adam Thielen will call the show tomorrow, too.
Get that long flow like Tommy Pelissero.
We do.
He really does. They both need to go to Great Clips. But whatever, it's their life. 9 to noon is next. See you tomorrow.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abba Dabba. Enjoy this beautiful day. You only get this once, man. Have fun. Enjoy it.